welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Beautiful Blessed Butterfly. In today's title, we're going to talk about not a dream. But first I'm going to read Ephesians chapter 5 verse 14. And it says, "Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Now, to get into the story about not a dream, it's like living in a dream you can't wake up from. People who struggle with what sometimes called
Depersonalization.
depersonalization, often feel like nothing around them is quite real. While those who and excuse me, you guys, if I didn't say that word quite right. If I didn't say it right, I have a reading disability. Those of y'all that are new to my page, so I can't get all my words right sometimes, but it's getting there. W sounds like R, my R sounds like W, but I'm getting it right. It's getting there though. Chronically, while those who chronically have this feeling can be diagnosed with a disorder, it believed to be a common mental health struggle, especially during stressful times, but sometimes the feeling persists even when life is seemingly seemingly good. It as if our mind can't trust that good things are really happening. The scripture describes a similar struggle of God's people at times to experience His power and deliverance as something real, not just a dream. In Acts 12, when an angel delivered Peter from prison, impossible possibly possible
Execution.
The apostle is described as being in a daze, not sure it was really happening. When the angel left him outside the jail, Peter finally came to his senses and realized it had all been real, in both bad time and good. It can be hard sometimes to fully believe or experience that God is really at work in our lives. But we can trust that as we wait on Him. His revelation power will one day become undeniably undeniably wonderful will. God light will rouse up from our sleep into the reality of life with Him. Ephesians 5:14. Now let's go to the chapter of Ephesians chapter 5 verses 14. So let's find Ephesians chapter 5 verse 14. And it's in the Old Testament. I mean the New Testament. And it said, this is why it is said, wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Now, okay, I found it. So let's go in Act 12, chapter 1, verse 7. It says, suddenly an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell. And the light shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and woke him up. Quick, get up, he said, and the chain fell off Peter's wrist. Then the angel said to him, put on your clothes and sandals. And Peter did so. Wrap your cloth around you and follow me, the angel told him. Peter followed him out of the prison, but he had no idea that what the angel was doing was really happening. He thought he was seeing a vision. They passed the first and second guard and came to the iron gate leading to the city. It opened for them by itself, and they went through it. When they had walked the length of one street, suddenly the angel left him. So that was Acts chapter 14, verse 7 through 10. But that let us know in the lifestyle in the world we live in today. We don't know what angels even look like. We don't know don't know if it's angel, if God got angels on earth that look just like us. But God said people are right. And we don't know if it's a dream or not a dream. It's like when we go to sleep and when you have such a good dream and you don't know if it's a dream or not until you wake up. And then because some dreams can feel so real. But the only difference is when you're dreaming and you're running or you're trying to do things like you see other people are doing, it's not going to let you do certain things. Or if you try to run from something, it's like it will slow you down and you're moving slow, not actually move fast. So it's a dream. And I have a dream before where it looked like I was adopting a child, and then something told me, you're dreaming. And then I look at my hand. I didn't have the same amount of fingers that you count on my hand. So when you're dreaming, everything's gonna look different. And it looked like you might have thought that child, but you didn't. But and then sometimes you gotta be careful because certain dreams you have it could be paranormal, and that most of us, a lot of us, eventually have those, and we go crazy, then we wake up, can't breathe while you wake up. We all feel that way sometimes, and it's normal. But some dreams, you have to be careful because some dreams, even though we know God's with us, and we know God might be in the dream with us, because sometimes the only way God can talk to us is when we are all asleep, because when we're sleeping, God got our attention, and God knows when we're sleeping, He can talk to us, and He can send us a message in different ways. Sometimes God can send messages, and it could just look like pictures, but God sent things different. But when you're dreaming, God, you see the people that you see in real life, not people you may know. And God did that to me before. He used my own dad because He knew how much I missed my dad and how much I wanted my dad to love me. And He used my dad. Then when I turned around, it was super bright. Then I tried saying my dad didn't answer. Then when eventually I said Jesus, it answered. Or it looks at you because you said the right word. So God used people, used image of other people to get your attention, to tell you something. And then again, you gotta know the difference between God and the devil. And pretty much, we can't tell the difference because God won't give you too much that what you cannot handle. Devil on here don't care. Devil will do anything to try to put whatever type of fear in your life. But when God sends us angels are there to protect you. Angels are there to keep you safe and to help you what you're going through. And God probably got them fighting for us as a protection. We never know. I don't know what it looked like, but But you go into the Bible, they describe what angels look like and what mankind think. They only got one head. But angels have more than one head. And you can read about what angels look like in the Bible. And that's why you have to be careful who you get your message on. When I was in one group and doing somebody with young people and saying that dogs are this or evil or dogs, they do this and that. That's not true. God wasn't talking about animals. God was talking about mankind and what they doing, what evil stuff they do. That has nothing to do with dogs. So it's certain things I throws away and not listening. I didn't want to say that that's not true or you're not telling the truth. I didn't want to say that to a person because I don't know they believe in it. I don't know what they've been taught. Everybody is taught something different in church. It's different belief, different type of Christian, different type of whatever religion you are, but it's different type of belief. It's like it's different type of Christian. So you have to be careful. I already know what type of Christian I am. A Pentecostal, nothing with a P, Christian. But it's different types and everybody learns different things. And in the Bible time, people ate goat, and a goat is an animal. And people who are vegetarians and vegans say we don't eat animals because the Bible says that. But if you actually we get into the Bible and actually read the Bible slowly and read all the chapters, they ate goat, and a goat is an animal, so it's okay to eat it because we ate goat. I don't really like goat. To me, I don't like it, but there's people who do eat it. But for me, I am an animal lover. I try not to eat certain things, and even though they ate goat in the Bible, for me, I love animals. I try my best not to eat certain things, and so, and then this girl I've been talking to on Facebook, what they believe, they don't eat pork, and so then when I looked into the Bible to see, the Bible actually has unclean food and stuff, and talk about certain fruit and things like that, but there's different belief in what you have to do. That's why it's so careful. That's why when you have somebody over your house or have a friend over, it's always a good idea to ask them what they eat because they will feel bad and feel a certain way not to eat your food because you made it and they don't want to waste it. But it's good to ask before you make stuff. Make sure they don't have food allergy. Like drink my almond milk. I bought it back up because it hurt my stomach. And it might because I'm not used to drinking almond milk because it's not from a cow. And another thing, certain milk do make my stomach hurt. So I probably can't drink. Probably something in the milk, all of the ingredients that I can't have in the milk. That's why I need to sometimes try to get a shot to see what I can't have because it's hurting my stomach, so I have to be careful what I eat. If I'm not with picky eater, I'm just being careful what I shouldn't be eating. And because your body will let you know, your body will reject certain food and certain drink that you. Now, I used to eat seafood all the time or something. One seafood restaurant. and I was going, and I felt like I couldn't even feel the ground. I just felt like walking, and it's almost like I'm like, wow, I'm allergic to something, but it never happened with them. Each seafood restaurant probably make their food and their sauce with this ingredient. That's why it's so important to know what you're allergic to. Important to know what your kids are allergic to. It could change, doctor say, as you get older. It, and nobody in this world can't say they're not allergic to anything to it. Lots of grass maybe it, but gotta be careful. Like I say, but certain things is not a dream. And then for us, just like Peter felt, and how long it took him to figure out it's not a dream, we have to know when things are dream. We have to know if this is a dream or not a dream. And things that's actually happening in reality, so you gotta be careful. But to get into the question, why is it sometimes hard for you to feel God's power and love? How can you experience His love and more tangible,
Tangible.
more tangible,
Tangible.
tangible,
Tangible.
tangible? And so let's get into the question. And why is it sometimes hard for you to feel God's power and love? And Acts chapter 26, verse 14, it says, we all fell to the ground, and I heard a voice saying to me, in
Aramaic. Aramaic.
Aramaic, Saul, why do you persecute me? It is hard for you to kick against the
Goats.
goals. Hosea chapter 12 verse 6 says, but you must return to your God, retain love and justice, and wait for your God always. So wow. But 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 5 says, so that your faith might not rest on human wisdom, but on God's power. 2 Corinthians verse chapter 13 verse 4 says, for to be sure he was crucified in weakness, yet he lived by God's power. Likewise, we are weak in him, yet by God's power we will live with him in our dealing with you. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 5 says, who through faith are shed
Shielded.
who through faith are shielded by God's power until the coming of the salvation that is waiting to be revealed in the last time. Psalm 68 verse 34 says, proclaim the power of God, whose majesty is over Israel, whose power is in the heaven. Psalm 68 verse 28 says, summon your power, God, show us your strength, our God, as you had done before. And Psalm 62 verse 11 says, one thing God has spoken, two things I have heard. Power belongs to you, God. Job chapter 12 verse 13. To God belong wisdom and power, counsel and understanding are his. Job chapter 36 verse 22. God is exalted in his power. Who is a teacher like him? And we already know God has power to do what he has promised. Psalm 68 verse 35. You, God, are awesome in your sanctuary. The God of Israel gave power and strength to his people. Praise be to God. Psalm 77 verse 14. You are the God who perform miracles. You display your power among the people. The first Corinthians chapter 4 verse 20 says, for the kingdom of God is not a matter of thought, but of power. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14. By his power God raised the Lord from the dead, and he will raise us also. John chapter 13 verse 3 says, Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God and was returned to God. And there's so much you can read about God's power and love. I'm not going to read it all. And so, the reason why it sometimes can be hard for you when you feel God's power and love, and especially for me, because it's because when you are struggling with certain things, or you're going through hard times, it can be hard, especially if you don't have a dad in your life or a mother in your life or anyone that you're looking for to love you. It's so hard, and it makes it hard for you to love on something that you have to have faith in, and knowing if God actually going to do what He promised, and is God really going to help me when I'm going through. And you have to have faith. It's the number one thing you need. You need to have faith in Him, no matter what you're going through, no matter what the situation is. You need to believe in Him. Faith and patience is what we need. And love. You may not think God loves you, but you may not think God loves you, but He do love you in a different way. And He loves you more changeable. And He loves you no matter what. He loves you so much that He died for you. How much more love do you need to let God know He died for you? He didn't have to die for you if He didn't want to. He could have done what those people told Him to do, and God wouldn't have died the way He did. But He did it to let people know how much He loved them, and He died believing in His Father, knowing His will, knowing miracles happen. And even though that God died in the Bible time, I believe people still were worshiping God even when He was gone. I still believe that people in the Bible time still worship Him, still was praying over their food, just doing nothing. I believe that actually happened. And then so it can be hard sometimes, but it can be hard sometimes, but you will get through it. You will get through what you've been going through. And God, He loves you that much, and He ain't gonna do nothing to harm you. And He loves you so much. And just like when it said in Romans chapter 1 verse 16, it said, For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes, first to the Jew, then to the Gentile. Never be ashamed of God's gospel. Spread His word, no matter what. And First Chronicles chapter 29 verse 11. Your law is the greatness and the power and the glory and the majesty and the splendor. For everything in heaven and earth is yours. Your law is the kingdom. You are exalted as head over all. And meditate to God if you want to experience God's power. And you can always go to the Bible and click on plan, type in God power, and you will have a whole plan where you can read it. Some of them, you just hit the play button and just meditate and stuff on it, and you just meditate to Him. But you have to listen to it for yourself. Because in Psalm chapter 29 verse 4 says, the voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is majesty. Psalm chapter 33 verse 8 says, let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the people of the world reveal Him. So when time comes, even for the non-believers and believers, we all going to see Him. Everyone, the non-believers and the ones that believe. Everyone is going to see Him and hear Him. Everyone. Yes, we know that. Now, to talk about the next one, the next question, and the second question is saying, how can you experience His love more tangible?
Tangible.
How can you experience His love more tangible? And in Psalm chapter 119 verse, in Psalm 119 verse 147 says, because I love your command more than gold, more than pure gold. Always love God more than money, more than gold. Because that's not silver and gold is not important. Money ain't that important. The only thing money is important for is to get you a place to stay and to feed your children and yourself and to pay bills and stuff. And if you need a car to get somewhere, or get things for your kids, that is what money is important. But money is also important will you put that money in tithes and offering? But when it comes to God, in Timothy, that money is not very important. It's not more important than God. This money, you can't buy your way into heaven. No, you cannot buy your way into heaven. Why it's so important to pray and try your best to follow command. Philippians chapter 1 verse 9 says, and this is my prayer, that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight, that is Corinthians 12:15. So I will very gladly spend for you everything I have, and spend myself as well. If I love you more, will you love me less? No, because God comes first in everything, and you should love God and love. Revelation chapter 19. I know your deeds, your love and faith, your service and perseverance, and that you are now doing more than you did at first. Deuteronomy chapter 19 verse 9 says, because you carefully follow all these laws, I command you today to love the Lord your God and to walk always in obedience to Him. Then you are to set aside 3 more cities. But it's different way how you experience His love more tangibly. It really is, because as an example, if you don't know what it means,
tangible,
don't know what tangible means, the atmosphere of neglect and abandonment was almost tangible. And a thing that is perceptible by touch, these are the only tangible upon which an assessment can be made. And what it means, it is capable of being perceived, especially by the sense of touch. And that is what changeable means. And love is changeable because love is you can touch love. You love somebody, touching them. Money, there's people that love money. But but for the Bible, it means the instant human consciousness reached out of touch or was touched by quiet, it was built higher, almost spiritual. Tangible comes from a Latin verse meaning to touch, yet touching in a sense Jesus did it clearly superseded mere physical contact with another person. It was really a meant to touch. So something like you can touch and stuff and feel. That's what it means. But how can you feel his love more tangible? By getting into his word and by praying and talking to him is the way you feel more tangible. But you can't say this way though. Dear God, thank you that in good time and bad, whether I can feel it or not, you are will create a new life and hope. So because you can't feel him or see him, doesn't mean he's not real. God is real. He don't make us. He wouldn't be here without him. Even though your ancestors were here, you was here first. They wouldn't be here if it wasn't from God. Well, I have you today. Hope you guys stay encouraged and blessed. You guys comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, share my videos so it can reach all over the world. And so we can help other youth people and other young people for what they're going through and what people may be going through. Even for the old people, no matter how old you are, God loves you. He loves you very much. And you can read it for yourself by reading the scriptures to let you know how much God really do care and loves you very much. Other than that, I love you guys. You try to do the rest of your day. Stay encouraged, stay blessed, and till you can pray, fast, and read his word and study his word. Studying his word is very important. And I love you guys very much. God love you guys very much. He will never leave you or forsake you. But other than that, hope you guys are doing the rest of your day. And I'll talk to you guys later. Talk to you later. See you later.